It's finally Friday, and I'm back in my PJs living like Hefner. Yeah, without the babes, the mansion, and the money, but nonetheless, I make these PJs look good because I'm not wearing anything underneath, and I'm swaying from the left and to the right. Oh, it's glorious. From Hollywood, it's the world-famous Mojo Elliott here. Thanks for dropping by for another action-packed adventure of the Rat's Ass Podcast. In the words of Steve Harvey on Family Feud, we've got a good one for you today. So how you doing on those New Year's resolutions? Today is Quitter's Day, January 17th, the day most people have blown all their New Year's resolutions to hell and back. So how you doing with those? Things are starting to get back to normal here at the Elliott Estate after the LA fires. Personally, it's 10 days I would like to just put behind me and move on and kick off my frickin' new year. Yesterday, I had to go look for my patio furniture that blew away and take back the patio furniture that blew into my yard. Of course, I kept the good stuff I could use. All right, let's talk TikTok here. This morning, the Supreme Court upheld the ban of TikTok. It's supposed to go dark on Sunday. Now, I have a feeling, like always happens with our frickin' government, there will be some last-minute miracle that happens. So, we'll see. I can't predict. But it's just my luck. I'm 100 frickin' followers away from being able to go live on TikTok. Then they'll probably shut the damn thing down. But hopefully, President-elect Trump, who said that he has a special place in his heart for TikTok because he won 34% of the vote with young users of TikTok. Hopefully, he can pull one out of his sphincter and keep TikTok alive. You know, I was thinking, though, what if the government bought it? What if the government bought TikTok and controlled the information? Is it possible that they could do this and just hold it and then sell it? There's all kinds of things that could probably go on before Sunday, and we could probably spend a lot of time chatting about it, but let's just see what happens, all right? What I do know is, if it does go away, you know, it's impossible to grow followers on Facebook and Instagram unless you spend money. Their algorithms are such, they're so damn cumbersome that you'll never gain the same success as you had on TikTok. Unless they loosen up the algorithms, they might. You know, I know Mark Zuckerberg is now, you know, pro-Trump, which means he's pro-Meta and protecting that huge stock price. So maybe they'll loosen it up. Who knows? Trump's inauguration is on Monday. Carrie Underwood, Rascal Flatts, The Village People, and Kid Rock will perform. And, you know, I like Kid Rock, but man, I'd really like to see a real rock band just once on an award show, at a halftime show, somewhere, a rock band. I know the Foo Fighters are always available. All right, two of the greatest sports debates that rage on every year is who is the GOAT in the NBA between LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and who belongs on the NBA Mount Rushmore, which is where you place only 4 players out of everybody who's played in the NBA on the mountain. Well, I finally did the research on this because I'm tired of the debates. I will solve the GOAT debate for you right now. It is LeBron James over Michael Jordan. I'm not even going to go into telling you why. I shouldn't have to tell you why. The stats speak for themselves. What I will say is this. Championships are won by teams, not individuals. When you look at individual stats, that's what talks to the player's greatness. Okay, that's where I made my decision on who the GOAT was. But my Mount Rushmore is now on the Rat's Ass Podcast blog. You can connect through Facebook, facebook.com/Rat's Ass Podcast. You'll find it there. The link at the top of the page, it's pasted there. And that's the only way I really use Facebook. I'm not a big user of Facebook and Instagram. I dearly love X, and I dearly love TikTok, and I hope they do something about it. But you need to go through the blog. You need to read why the 4 players I put up are on the Mount Rushmore, because I make some very serious arguments for all 4 players. I dare you to refute them. I dare you to refute them. All right, who's ready for some loose behavior? Pull up your pants, and let's see what's happening on the Rat's Ass Podcast X feed. This is where we choose an interesting post on X and share a few comments just to get us warmed up here. All right, Johnny Midnight posted this one. He said, "What's something you'll never do again?" So I actually went through this and kind of tallied up what people said they would never do again and put a top 3 list together for you. Number 3, skydiving. People who have done it will never go skydiving again. One time was enough. Number 2, huge amount of people said they're never leaving the United States again. They've gone abroad and they're not ready to go back. They're fine being here in the top 50 states. And number 1, vote Democrat. Now you're getting it, America. Never forget what you've been through the past 4 years, the lies, the deceptions. And remember, what Democrats always accuse others of doing, they're guilty of doing it. If I can ever give you a definition of Democrats, that's it. What they accuse others of doing, they are guilty of doing it. What would I never do again? I heard you answer that, or ask that question. I heard it loud and clear. I would never go to Jamaica again. I went to Sandals Resorts a few years ago in Ocho Rios. And, you get the resort. It's a beautiful resort. Had a great time within the resort. But they said if you leave the resort, you could possibly die. So why would I want to go back? There's also cannibals in Jamaica. So that was enough. Not wanting to end up like Joe Biden's Uncle Bozy to keep me the hell out of Jamaica. And I'm kind of fine. I'm like number 2 in that list of people that I don't really need to leave the United States of America and take a chance. Now, I would dearly love to go to Australia. I would dearly love to go to England and Ireland and Germany and places like that. I don't think now's the time. And maybe 4 or 5 years, I'll change my mind. All right, here is today's Celebrity Sleaze. The It Ends With Us legal battle is heating up. Justin Baldoni has sued Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, her husband, for $400 million. Plus, he's going to drag Taylor Swift into this for some reason. He really looks like an opportunist to me. I mean, what's Baldoni going to say? Blake and Taylor made him watch them scissor against his will? God, come on. Jessica Alba and Cash Warren are divorcing after 17 years of marriage. She gets to keep her herpes, and he's taking the Bentley. Brooke Shields has released her memoir called Open Brook. Get it? Open Brook? In it, she spells out all the juicy details about what actually happened at Blue Lagoon, the movie that made her famous, and how she went from being a sexy pinup girl to looking like Caitlyn Jenner with better eyebrows. The media is having a cow because Michelle Obama and Nancy Pelosi are skipping Donald Trump's inauguration on Monday. Word is they'll be playing limbo to see how low they can go, followed by a threesome with Oprah. But who gives a rat's ass? All right, the wait's over. This is what you come here for. The Rat's Ass Podcast email from our Gmail. The idea is for you to email your comments, questions, thoughts, and observations to ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. I'm slowing down for you so you get it. ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. Fleabag told me loud and clear, people want you to slow down when you give the email address. So there you go. And I respond on the podcast. No topic is off the table, so give it your best shot and make them as salacious as possible. Please, we like the salaciousness. I do not read your emails in advance. My producer, Fleabag, forwards me your name, where you're from, and rewrites them so I can respond rapid fire and on the fly. Pardon me for a second. Had to wet the whistle. All right, here we go. Deanna B. from Carson City, Nevada says, I want to put an end to this nonsense that a guy's beefaroni size doesn't matter. It sure as hell does. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. Okay, thanks for the observation, Deanna. We love those. You know, I had an exotic dancer on the air with me one time, and she said, it's every girl's wet dream to be with a guy who's hung like a blue whale who can kiss. You can look up what is popular about a blue whale, by the way. Just Google it. Cameron S., Carlsbad, California, say something nice about Joe Biden. No, I can't do it. David D., Erie, Pennsylvania. What is really a good, this is good. What is really a good live classic rock album I probably haven't heard before? God, there are so many. If you're looking for classic rock live, One of my favorite is Humble Pie Performance, Rockin' the Fillmore. I've always been a big Steve Marriott fan. He's passed away now, but guy is just a kick-ass rock singer. So if you haven't heard Humble Pie live, Rockin' the Fillmore, you got it. It's a treat, man. It's really good. Foghat Live, 77 is pretty good. Ted Nugent, Wango Tango is also one of my all-time favorite classic rock live albums, so check those out, buddy. Melissa L., Stevens Point, Wisconsin. What do you think is a reasonable time to date a guy before giving up the goodies? Oh, God, what's going on with you ladies? Beefaroni? Goodies? Oh, come on. Just come out and say it. Just come out and say what you mean. You know, I honestly can't tell you. I really can't, Melissa. I mean, I think whatever feels right between you and the guy you're dating. But if you want me to put a number on it, 69 days sounds pretty good to me. Diego M., Cordoba, Spain. I think that might be Fleabag. First email from Spain? You don't know. Okay. Could you find out, please? I'm curious. How do you know where people listening to your podcast are from? Well, you know, this is the great thing about digital, is digital can track. It doesn't tell me who's listening exactly. It tells me the city and the country, or city and state here in the United States where people are listening. As a matter of fact, here, let me just do this for you. Over the past week, I don't know who the people are, but we've had several people from Los Angeles. I mean, that's always the number one place that people listen, or LA, because I'm from here. Also, Germany, Canada, Saudi Arabia. Fleabag, first post from Saudi Arabia? You don't know. Can you scan the results? I mean, this is just the past 7 days. United States, it's all over the place, all over the map. Over the last week, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Vancouver in Canada, Washington, D.C., New York, in Germany, Falkenstein, Germany. I know we have a huge following in Canada, though. That's what's really growing to me. It's the U.S., Canada, Australia, England, and Germany. Those are the top 5 that listen right now. But that's how we know. It just tells me how many downloads, what city, what country, and that's about it. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question, Diego. All right, keep sending your emails with your thoughts, observations, comments, and questions to ratsasspodcast@gmail.com, and I'll give you my 2 cents that makes absolutely no sense on the next episode. I do have to scoot, but I do have one more thing. I always have one more thing. Did you know Libras are considered to be the most sexually satisfying creatures in bed over all the other zodiac signs? Number 2 is Virgo. Number 3 is Leo. If you're not keeping track, anybody in the sack born between July 23rd and October 23rd is going to rock your world. Okay, the worst in the sack is Sagittarius, Gemini, and Cancer. The rest of you are just average. And for the record, I'm a Virgo Libra cusp. You know what that means? Sex with me is like playing an old slot machine. I'll make you light up and pay off in silver dollars, babe. Shout-outs in the USA to Daytona Beach, Florida, Fresno, California, Aberdeen, South Dakota, also around the world in Auckland, New Zealand, Naples, Italy, and Mexicali, Mexico. Wherever you listen, I want to thank you for tapping that app. That's it for this episode of the Rat's Ass Podcast. You'll find us on the socials when you search for Rat's Ass Podcast on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, where you can also link to the Rat's Ass Podcast blog and find out where your zodiac sign ranks based on sexual performance. I bet you're in the top 12. We'll do this again on Monday, January 20th. We do it every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Take care of each other. And thanks for listening to the Rat's Ass Podcast, a division of Mark Elliott Media in partnership with the Ozone Podcast Group.